Verify your Aadhaar details. According to a report by the newspaper The Tribune, all it takes is 500 rupees and 10 minutes to dig out the details of anyone apart from the biometric information. The investigation showed that a gateway could be created and details like email IDs, phone numbers and photos could be purchased very easily from a racket that was being run. Not just that, the report also says that one can buy a software for 300 rupees and print anyone's Aadhaar card by merely entering his or her number. The Unique Identification Authority of India, known as the UIDAI, has called the Tribune story misreporting and claims that there was no data breach. The UIDAI goes on to say, and I quote, "Mere availability of Aadhaar number will not be a security threat or will not lead to financial or other fraud." Joining us now is the CEO of the UIDAI, Ajay Bhushan Pandey, joining us for the CNBC TV18 exclusive interview. Mr. Pandey, thank you very much for joining us here, sir. Let me start by asking you, sir, your statement says that the media report published in the Tribune is a case of misreporting. How is it a case of misreporting, sir? Because in your own statement, you also go on to say the reported case appears to be an instance of misuse of the grievance redressal search facility. So you are admitting, sir, and acknowledging the fact that there was misuse.
No. See, what we have said is that in this particular case, grievance redressal facility has been given to the officials at the various levels of the state governments, for example, district collector, taluka officials. Because if Aadhaar has been given to 119 crore people, and if any Aadhaar holder has any grievance, that his information has not been updated, and if he goes to any taluka official or any district official,
yes,
then that district official should be able to get some minimal access of Aadhaar information of that person.
Yeah.
The person who has gone to him with his Aadhaar number. Now, in this particular case, it has so happened that that username and password of the official whoever has been given, that somehow was landed in the hand of somebody.
Yeah, but
and then there.
One second, Mr. Pandey. One second. So you are acknowledging the fact, Mr. Pandey, that there has been a data breach, has there not? Because this information has been accessed by an unauthorized person. That, I would imagine, qualifies as a breach.
No. You see, what we are saying is that what the report said, that you could get the data of any person, which is incorrect.
Yeah.
What the report said that you can take the data of 1.2 billion people. Question is that can they get the data of 1.2 billion people? No, because first of all, in order to know about that person detail, you need an Aadhaar number of that person.
Right.
And then only you can get the data. That is why we have called this as a misreporting.
Okay. All right, you're calling it as a misreporting, sir. But then you're also saying that, as I pointed out, you're acknowledging the fact that this is an instance of misuse. And you're also saying that legal action, including lodging of FIR against the person involved in the instant case, is being done, which means, again, you acknowledge the fact that there has, in fact, been a breach.
No, I mean, you see, the question is, that if there is any misuse or violation of Aadhaar Act, then the action has to be taken against the concerned persons.
Yes.
And therefore we have taken action. But every misuse cannot be said to be that 1.2 billion people data has been leaked.
No, that's not the suggestion that's being made by the report, sir. That is not the suggestion that's being made by the report.
Right.
Let me ask you specifically, sir.
No, if you read the report exactly says that 1.2 billion people data is at stake.
Yeah.
I mean, I would request you to read the report.
I have the report, sir. I have read.
Have you read the report?
I have it in my hand, sir. I have read the report. I have it in my hand, sir.
People data is on sale.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, where is So what does it say? Can you just read that paragraph?
That might be a sensational. That might be a bit sensationalist headline, sir. But let me ask you specifically, sir, and you can update the data if I don't have the latest data. As of October 2016, 556 enrollment agencies, 125 registrars had access to the Aadhaar database. Between September of 2010 and October of 2016, the UIDAI has received close to 1,400 complaints about data leaks. How many of these have been converted into police complaints, sir, against any of these enrollment agencies? My data tells me merely 3. Can you corroborate that?
No, see, we have filed FIR in 25 cases.
Okay.
We have filed FIR in 25 cases. Wherever we have found that, the data has been, there is any misuse or any violation of Aadhaar Act, we have taken action. And total number of FIR that we have filed during the last 1 year is 25 FIRs we have filed.
Okay.
In addition to that, we have always taken action whenever we find that anyone is not following the process.
No, against enrollment agencies, sir. How many police complaints have been filed against enrollment agencies?
Yes. I mean, that exact number I don't have.
Because that seems to be where the problem is. That seems to be where bulk of the problem is.
We have also taken action against... No. See, every violation is not a criminal violation.
Sure.
I mean, that also we need to understand this. Every violation is not a criminal violation, and wherever we find that there is because see, police case can be lodged only in the cases where there is a criminal violation, right? So in case of a criminal violation, we file FIR. In case of other violations, we take administrative actions such as a blacklisting, suspending, imposition of fines. So those things also we do this. One thing we should also understand that this is a very large system. When we are dealing with 1.2 billion people, there are 40 to 50,000 operators who are working across the country and doing this enrollment. There are certain elements which will go rogue into the whole system, right? And therefore, what is more important is that whether our system is able to detect it and whether our system is able to take action.
But your system couldn't detect the fact that
the media has reported.
But Mr. Pandey,
our own reporting,
just
on our own...
Sure, just on your point, sir, I just wanted to make a, wanted to ask you a follow-up question,
we
sir.
We have been taking action against all our people.
Fair point. I just wanted to ask a follow-up question, sir, because you talk about the fact that the system has the ability to the traceability, etc. Here was a situation where clearly an unauthorized person seemed to be accessing data from the UIDAI database. Could that have been traced by your system? Because it doesn't. Did your system pick that up?
See, I can only tell you that we have suspended 40,000 operators. 40,000 operators, naturally 40,000 operators, have been suspended so far in our system during the last 7 years.
Okay.
And naturally, it's not that, 40,000 complaints have come.
Sure.
So this is an ongoing process, and in this case also, whenever somebody accesses somebody's data based on the Aadhaar number given by that person, there is a full log is maintained that who has access at what time, and then if there is anything unusual we find, we take action against such persons, and that is why we in this system, in fact, Aadhaar will be one of the very few systems where against our own agency, against our own operator, such large number action have been taken. But then what is being presented in certain section of media is look, 40,000 operators have been suspended.
Right.
The question is that yes, I mean that shows the robustness of our system, that we have a zero tolerance against such violations.
Okay. Let me then ask you, sir, for the benefit of everybody who's watching this show, can you explain to us how many people actually have authorized access to the Aadhaar database?
See, again, question is what database that you are talking about. See, if it is, let us say, we have the, 1.19 billion people, 119 crore people have been given Aadhaar.
Yeah.
Now, supposing if a person in a village, if he loses his Aadhaar card,
yes,
where does he go? I mean, he will have to go somewhere, so somebody will have to be given
which is the
access
route
to
that
find out the
which is the route that
information.
this latest
So what we have done is
racket seems to have taken.
No. Just please listen to me. So therefore, what we have done is that very, very limited information we are allowing certain officials to view that only a limited information. First of all, biometric information is completely out of bounds for everyone.
Okay.
Biometric information, nobody is able to. In this case also, even the media report also has not claimed that they got an access to biometric information, right? They got access of only to that Aadhaar number.
Yeah.
Now, for
and
example,
the associated
could she have
information
got
along with
access
it.
to your Aadhaar number, for example, Sireen? Right. So only in that particular, through that method, one could get access to only the name, address, and other details.
Phone numbers, email address as well,
sir. Public information. For example, if you go to the voter ID list.
Yeah.
Yeah, the phone number and email address. I mean, if you search for on a Google this thing,
yeah,
you can find phone number of an email of perhaps any person, right? So I'm not, but still I'm not justifying this.
Yes.
I'm only saying that this information was available only for a particular Aadhaar number.
Okay.
That is something which is very, very important. In this particular case, is this a claim of anyone that he could have got information about your Aadhaar number or my Aadhaar number or my details?
Yeah.
No. Or even the biometric of that person.
Okay, let me, Mr. Pandey, then ask you, because this is not the first instance. February 2017, a website had published Aadhaar details of about 5 lakh minors. April 2017, personal details of 15 lakh people were displayed on the Jharkhand Social Security website. July 2017, 210 government sites were found to be displaying information with people's names, addresses, and Aadhaar numbers. September 2017, a gang in UP managed to clone the Aadhaar client application. This was caught by the police. So there have been several instances in the past. On the basis of the experience that you've had with the incident that's taken place that the Tribune has reported about and the previous incidents, what more has been added on by way of checks and balances in the past 12 months?
Yes. So what I will explain to you that first of all we have to see that Aadhaar Act is only 1 year old. I mean, this act was brought in 2016. Then after this Aadhaar Act was done, we have to also realize that Aadhaar number is not a secret number. As a parallel I can explain to you, Aadhaar number is like your bank account number. If supposing somebody knows your bank account number, name, address and other detail, he will not be able to get access to your bank account details or any other details because what it requires is your fingerprint.
Sure,
right?
But that's a step closer to some kind of misuse, sir. That's a step closer to some kind of misuse. I don't necessarily want that information out there with anybody else.
Right, exactly. So that is why what the law provides multi-level of protection. One protection, it says that Aadhaar number should not be publicly disclosed,
yes,
just like your bank account number should not be disclosed. But if you see bank account number, whenever you write a check, your bank account number is written, you give your check to 10 different people, 10 different people, even if they find out your bank account number, still not much harm can be caused to you. First of all, I would like to clarify to everyone that somebody knowing your Aadhaar number, because your Aadhaar number is supposed to be used, you should be telling some other authorities your own Aadhaar number.
Yes, I don't think anyone is
I
don't think anyone is arguing about an authorized agency asking for your Aadhaar number. Even that's under argument. But I mean, this debate is not about that. This debate is about unauthorized people being able to access information that they shouldn't have access to.
Exactly. So now when we talked about when you talked about the that various websites had published this. So what we found that there were many government websites which were publishing Aadhaar number, and that was as a requirement of Right to Information Act, because they wanted to display the list of beneficiaries, name, address, bank account number and Aadhaar number. We told them that look, this kind of a display is not permissible under the Aadhaar Act.
Right.
So they have brought it down. And after that, Government of India at the Ministry of IT level and also at the Cabinet Secretariat level, issued strict instruction to all the ministries,
Right.
asking them not to use Aadhaar number on the website, not to use Aadhaar number on the public certificates, not to use Aadhaar number on the degrees,
Yes.
not to use Aadhaar number on your bank passbooks, and then thereafter this whole incident. So that is the again a kind of a vigilance and then the action which has been taken
Okay.
from the government of India level, so that we don't want that Aadhaar number should be unnecessarily publicly exposed,
Okay.
so that one gets a chance
Let
to
me-
misuse it at some later
Sure,
stage.
but let me end by asking you, Mr. Pandey, and you know, forget about the fact that you know, you believe that this report is misreporting, etc. Are you concerned by what you've seen in that report, sir? Would you be worried today as the CEO of the UIDAI by what that report suggests, what that report and what that reporter has been able to do? Would that concern you today,
No,
sir?
see, of course, any, let us say, if you are running a large system like this, if some people whom we have trusted that they should be using their username and password more carefully, and then they should not be sharing with others so that some unauthorized person get access to username and password. So what steps that we have taken is that we have now we will be advising all our ecosystem partners, whether it is a state government official, saying that that whenever they use username and password, they should keep it more secure, and then they should not, because in this particular case we have taken an exemplary action that the person whose username and password has been stolen, we have lodged FIR against that person also.
Yeah.
Including the person who has sold it, and then who all are involved in this committing the crime. So we have taken an exemplary action, so that this action is visible to everyone,
Okay.
so that all others who are not keeping their username and password in a very, very secure system. Because see, if we are going to serve 119 crore people, then we have to provide access to officials at a various levels, so that their grievances can be addressed. For example, supposing tomorrow you, Shireen, supposing if you lose your Aadhaar number,
Yeah.
right, Aadhaar card,
Yeah.
what will you do? You will have to come to us, and then we will have to get your details. But supposing if I
Well, I
don't
hope
keep
somebody else doesn't walk away with my details,
username and
Mr.
password
Pandey.
very, very
I
safely.
hope that if I were to address my grievance, I'm the one that gets my Aadhaar
yes,
card
yes,
back, and somebody else doesn't walk away with it.
No. But then, Shireen, I can also assure you that supposing somebody else also knows your Aadhaar number, you are not harmed. You will not get harmed.
Okay.
I mean, Shireen, I would like to assure you that supposing if somebody else knows your Aadhaar number,
Right.
you are not at harm.
Okay.
I mean, please remove that impression that Aadhaar is a secret number.
Sure.
I mean, if supposing somebody knows your bank account number, tell me what harm can be caused to you.
Well,
so bank account number and Aadhaar number, they are actually equivalent
Okay.
in that sense.
All right, sir, we will have to leave it there. Appreciate you joining us here. That's the CEO of the UIDAI, Mr. Ajay Bhushan Pandey, saying that they have now lodged a complaint and an FIR in this matter, but also assuring that the system continues to be robust and that the government and the UIDAI will ensure that there are more checks and balances in place to avoid any future misuse. Thank you very much for your time, sir. With that, it is time for us to wrap up this CNBC TV18 special from all of us here. Goodbye. Thanks for watching.